A lot of people are talking about the fight from UFC 227, Henry Cejudo, Demetrius Johnson. This was a rematch from a couple years ago. DJ beat Henry Cejudo pretty quickly. It didn't make it out the first round. This fight was a lot different, right? A lot different. At that point, Henry Cejudo, he hadn't really been in the business that long. He was, a gold medalist in the Olympics, and he crossed over into full time MMA, and that was still very early on in his career. He's still really early on in his career, and a lot of people don't realize that, right? That Henry Cejudo he's just now really getting into his prime. Maybe he's not even there yet. Maybe he still hasn't peaked. He obviously, the athleticism is there, and I think if we're talking about from an athletic standpoint, athlete to athlete, I believe that Henry Cejudo is just as good of an athlete as Demetrius Johnson is. Now, of course, most of you saw the fight. If you're watching this video, you probably saw the fight. Okay. Obviously, you're either one way or the other. You either think DJ got robbed, or that it was a really close fight. Okay. It's interesting whenever there's a really close fight and it goes to decision. More often than not, the robbery talk happens. And more often than not, it you know, if you go on Facebook or Twitter or any of the social medias, there's people argue and debate, and people are called names, and the word casual is thrown out there, and all of a sudden, it's like people just kind of lose their shit and they don't know what they're talking about, and it's just ridicule and criticize. And well, if you think this should have happened, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh well, if you think this should have happened, you don't know what you're talking about. The fight was really close, right? I had it 2-2 going into the final round. For instance, Brendan Schaub, he actually thought Henry Cejudo had it 4-1, which I don't get that, right? I don't understand that. I really don't get that. I think that's way off. But hey, that's his opinion. I think I had it even going into the fifth, and I had Henry Cejudo, you know, pulling out the upset. The takedowns was enough to give Henry that fifth round. Was it close enough that it could have gone either way? Yeah, 100,000%. If DJ would have won it, I couldn't have made an argument. Henry won it, I couldn't really make an argument, right? Obviously, in the judge's eyes, DJ didn't do enough to secure the win. That's on DJ. That's on Demetrius Johnson. That's not Henry Cejudo's fault, right? People kind of look at Henry Cejudo because he's the guy that won and call him boring and, like I said, lay and pray and all that stuff. That's Demetrius Johnson's fault. He should have beat him in a more convincing fashion. It is what it is. I love DJ. I like Henry Cejudo. And like I said, either way, I would have been satisfied either way, regardless of who won. But did Demetrius Johnson get robbed? The answer is no, he didn't get robbed. Let's drop that. Nobody got robbed. If anything, if we want to say he got robbed, he robbed himself. He should have did more. Henry Cejudo's a tough cookie. He's a very tough cookie. So maybe there wasn't any more to give. Maybe that night Henry Cejudo, he did more to win than DJ did. And No. Final answer, he was not robbed.